Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Joe Perez, welcoming you to the launch of my newest book, Igniting the Data Dance. Now, it's pretty chilly out here, as you can tell, so I'm not going to take too much time because I don't want to turn into a Cuban popsicle. You know, every once in a while, life hands you a moment that kind of sticks with you. And for me, one of those moments happened back in June of 2024, standing on top of Pikes Peak in Colorado, more than 14,000 feet up in the air, with the wind cutting across the summit and the whole world stretched before me, it seemed. I shot a video up there talking about data governance, and I said something that still rings true today. Just like climbers rely upon accurate maps and guides, organizations need reliable data to navigate their path. You know, without robust data governance, it's pretty easy to get lost in the data wilderness and make costly mistakes. Well, from that summit, I could see the big picture, clear and unobstructed, miles in every direction as I was standing there. And you know what? Effective data governance provides that very same clarity. Well, folks, it's been more than a year and a half since that day, and I've had a whole lot more to say, okay? But you know, before I go any further, I want to say something. Hey, God has been incredibly good to me, folks. You know, in the last 3 years, he's blessed me with 3 books, 2 of them hitting new release on Amazon. And the last one breaking into the top 100 on Amazon's bestseller list. You know, I don't take that lightly. I don't take it for granted. And on the heels of those #1 successes, I understand that I have to make the most of that opportunity because all the glory belongs to the Lord my God and him alone. Now, that journey that I was talking about a minute ago didn't stop at Pikes Peak. All right. If anything, that spectacular view of God's creation opened the door to something even bigger. And that brings me to another moment. There's one that I talk about in the epilogue of my book. I remember almost a year ago, it was May of 2025. I was standing at the top of the Eiffel Tower, looking out over the city of Paris, thinking about the millions of rivets that were holding that massive structure together. You see, every one of those rivets mattered, right? Every one of them contributed to the strength of the whole. And you know, it struck me that data governance works the exact same way. It's not one initial push or one giant policy or one heroic leader or one significant breakthrough. It's the accumulation of all those aligned decisions held together with purpose. Oh, and then there's the story of Frank Hayes. You remember him? He's the jockey that I wrote about who suffered a heart attack during a horse race, a steeplechase at Melmont Park. His horse kept on running, cleared every jump, and crossed the finish line first. No fooling. Hayes became the only jockey in history to win a race posthumously. He was dead right there in his horse, okay? I mean, you know, the story is indeed tragic, but it carries a lesson that leaders often overlook, and that is movement without awareness might still be able to cross a finish line, but it's not going to build anything that lasts, especially if it lacks clarity. I wrote about that in chapter 9 of my book. You know what? You can be moving fast, you can be clearing obstacles, you can even be winning, and still not be alive to what truly matters. And that, my friends, is where data governance comes in. See, for years, I watched organizations push hard, sprint fast, chase results, and react to pressure. But you know what? There wasn't any rhythm, without alignment, without clarity, without any real sense of direction. And sooner or later, the cracks show, right? So I pretty much took everything that I've learned over the years on this topic. The stories, the history, the late night breakthroughs, the lessons from leaders across industries, and I built something to help organizations move with intention. I call it the governance dance framework. It's the foundation of this book that I hold right here in my hand. 10 principles, 10 chapters, one unforgettable acronym. That acronym stands for grit, ownership, vision, empathy, rigor, nimbleness, adaptability, narrative, clarity, and endurance. Hey, let me tell you something. These aren't buzzwords, okay? I see them as anchors. I see them as the rivets, if you will, that hold the structure together, just like the rivets held the Eiffel Tower together. They are what keep organizations from racing ahead without realizing that they have lost the heartbeat of their mission. Each of these 10 chapters are chock full of actionable principles, full color illustrations, practical truths, insightful stories, along with key takeaways, learning objectives at the start of every chapter, and study questions at the end of every chapter to help you put it all into practice. And today, not tomorrow, not next week, not coming soon, not almost here, but today, ladies and gentlemen, my new book, Igniting the Data Dance, has officially hit the shelves. Now, before I close, I'd like to acknowledge the many people who inspired this book and encouraged me along the way. To my amazing coworkers at the Client Services Data Warehouse and across other divisions at the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, your support and encouragement have meant the world to me, folks. These 8.5 years or so that I've been honored to be with you so far. Managers, phenomenal ones like Victor Carr, Ahmed Sepahani, and Wendy Patel. Hey, I really, truly appreciate the way that you have supported me and believed in me all along the way. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being such wonderful people, all of you. To leaders who encouraged me early in my IT journey, um, especially during my journey at NC State University, your belief in my direction helped shape the path to this book right here. In particular, then Associate Dean Dr. Darrell Donahue and then Dean Dr. Robert Sowell. Those guys saw potential in me long before I even recognized it myself. Their guidance, support, and confidence at the very beginning of my 25 years there at NC State played a meaningful role in, well, awakening and deepening the passion that ultimately brought this book to life. To George Farrakhan, an award-winning data governance leader, major influencer, director of business intelligence at the University of British Columbia, and phenomenal host of the hit podcast with his wife, Lights on Data. Hey, I should know because I've been a guest of his, okay? Thank you, sir, for writing such a gracious foreword in this book. Your name on the front cover right there is truly an honor to me. To Aaron Wittenberger from IIBA, he was the first person who heard the keynote that inspired both Chapter 9 and the title of this book. Thank you, sir, for seeing the potential in that presentation and for planting the seed of encouragement being reaped today, and for being my very first book sale. Yeah, believe it or not, he was the first person who bought my book very late last night. To the more than 20 powerhouse leaders who endorsed this book, some of whom are best-selling authors themselves, your words fill the preface here, and I'm absolutely humbled by every one of them. I acknowledge you all: Robert Abate, Dr. Peter Aiken, Merrill Albert, Nicola Ascom, Mardisha Bell, Brent Dykes, Chiang Kai Feng, Malcolm Hawker, Bill Inman, Nicholas Kelly, Pio Marola, Jordan Morrow, Robert Seiner, Julie Samu, Dr. Anne Marie Smith, Kate Strachny, Fujisund, Marcus Udokang, Susan Walsh, Galia Wester, Jeff Winter, and Dr. George Yanat. These amazing, tremendous, remarkable individuals represent some of the brightest minds in our field. No fooling, folks. We're talking about authors, chief data officers, strategists, CEOs, keynote speakers, major influencers, amazing innovators, and one of them is even the father of the modern data warehouse. Thank you all so much. To my family, wow. Needless to say, your undying support keeps me going. I cannot say enough about that. And wow, to my incredible wife of more than 40 years, my sweet Diana, my proofreader, my partner, my best friend, mother of my children, girl of my dreams, answer to my prayers, and love of my life, my soulmate. Hey, folks, if you find any typos in this book, well, it'll be her fault, okay? I'm kidding. I don't want to sleep on the couch tonight. No, all teasing aside, baby, I couldn't have done any of this without you. And if you happen to be listening right now, I love you more than life itself. Thank you so much, honey. All right, enough mush. Last but not least, seriously, I absolutely acknowledge the totally undeserved grace and blessing of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, upon my life and upon this work. I tell you what, folks, any success at all that you see in me, it's only because of His almighty hand upon my life. All glory goes to God. I'm sorry. I'm just not ashamed to say that, okay? All right, well, if Pikes Peak taught me anything, it's that when you finally see the whole landscape, everything changes. If the Eiffel Tower taught me anything, it's that, well, strength comes from alignment and not size. And if Frank Hayes taught me anything, it's that momentum alone is not enough. You need awareness, you need intention, you need rhythm, you need clarity, you need purpose. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what this book right here is all about. Okay? Seeing clearly, leading boldly, working fiercely, moving with determination. Once again, this is Dr. Joe Perez thanking you for joining me on this book launch and inviting you to get your very own copy of Igniting the Data Dance. And I'll tell you what, as a special bonus for those who act quickly, you can get it for 50% off the retail price for the next 7 days. Hey, that's half price, folks, to go and ignite your data dance. And that dance, that choreography begins today, right here, right now. And I would be absolutely honored to have you join me. Well, that's it, folks. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Dr. Joe, signing out. Bye, everybody. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to get myself warmed up. Take care. Bye-bye.